The Premier League has been home to some of the greatest keepers in football. Names like John Terry, Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira come to mind. Another individual who fits that description is Vincent Kompany. He was at the forefront of Man City's rise in the early 2010s, leading the club to multiple successes throughout the decade. A legend of the game. Welcome to Football Reminisce, and this is the career story of Kompany. No, don't do it. It's just a kid.
Jesus Christ.
Vincent Jean Kompany was born in Brussels to a Congolese father and a Belgian mother. He joined the Anderlecht Youth Academy in 2000 at the age of 14 and spent 3 years before being promoted to the first team. He played 103 games across 3 seasons, winning the Belgian Pro League twice in 2004 and 2006. Individually, he won the Belgian Golden Shoe in 2004, an award given to the best player in the league, as well as the Belgian Young Professional Footballer of the Year twice. In total, he won 8 awards in his first 3 seasons as a professional. He was still a teenager, by the way. You won't be surprised to hear that several top European sides were after his signature. In fact, the interest was shown after his first campaign, but he decided to stay and develop his raw talent. It was German club Hamburg that won the race to sign him, acquiring the 20-year-old for 10 million euros in June of 2006. Unfortunately, he ended up featuring only 6 times in his debut season after suffering an Achilles injury, which kept him out for the entire season. His second year with the club was far much better. After recovering from the injury, he played 37 times in the 07-08 campaign, guiding Hamburg to a 4th place finish in the Bundesliga and a bit of European success, winning the UEFA Intertoto Cup. He chipped in with 2 goals in that run, not bad for a defender. Kompany began the 2008 season at Hamburg despite transfer rumors throughout the window. He ended up playing just 1 match before making a move to Manchester City on 22nd of August 2008, signing for just £6 million on a 4-year contract. £6 million. This was still the old City, by the way, but a City that was about to go through major change. In his own words, Man City told me about their project. Every team does that, but I was lucky that Man City were not lying about their plans. When I arrived here, Man City was a big club and at the same time a small club. Big club because of its history, fans and stadium. Small club because of the poor training facilities and the lack of a winning culture. 2 days after he signed, he made his debut in a 3-0 win over West Ham. He actually won the Man of the Match award, literally just 2 days after signing for them. And just a week later, Sheikh Mansour and the Abu Dhabi United group completed the takeover of the club. A new era had begun. He featured in 45 games that season, not in the familiar centre-back role though, but instead as a defensive midfielder, using his positional sense and strong tackling to protect the centre-backs. Despite doing a great job at the heart of the midfield, Kompany was moved back to centre-back after the departure of club captain Richard Dunn the next season. He also signed a new 5-year deal after some impressive displays. After winning just 6 of their opening 16 games, Mark Hughes was sacked. Finishing 10th the previous campaign was also a contributing factor. Kompany himself had missed the start of that season due to a toe injury that kept him out for 3 months. He returned and finished the campaign on a high. City only missed out on Champions League football by 3 points. The 2010-2011 season was an incredible one for Kompany and Manchester City. From a personal point of view, he played 50 games, the most he ever played in a single season during his entire career, 37 of them in the league. City kept 18 clean sheets, the most in the league, finished 3rd on the table behind only United and Chelsea, meaning they qualified for the Champions League for the first time ever. The last time was the European Cup back in the 67-68 season. On top of that, they beat Man United at Wembley in the FA Cup semis and completed the job against Stoke in the final, their first silverware in 35 years. Kompany captained City in that Manchester derby. That's not the only honor he had that year. He was voted City's Player of the Year by both his teammates and supporters and was included in the PFA Team of the Year alongside his teammate Tevez and alongside names like Vidic and Ashley Cole. By this point, the Belgian had already started establishing himself as one of the best centre-backs in the league. Very few could read the game like he could. That, combined with his mentality and leadership qualities, it's no wonder he was named permanent club captain just a few months later. According to his manager Mancini, Kompany was incredible this season. With his attitude and mentality, he can become one of the best defenders in Europe. My, was he not wrong. Once again, Man City kept the most clean sheets, and as usual, the Belgian played a key role. Not only did he contribute defensively, but also managed to make himself known on the opposite side of the pitch. He scored 20 goals during his time with City, none more important than the one he netted on 30th April 2012. Let's paint a picture. With 4 Premier League games to go, Man United sat 5 points ahead of their City rivals. United dropped 2 points in a remarkable draw against Everton. City capitalized and closed the gap to 3 points. Next matchup, Man City hosting Man United. Win and you take over the top spot. Ideally, Kompany's job would be to keep players like Rooney quiet and hope the forward players nick a goal or two. But the captain had other ideas.
Turned in by Vincent Kompany! Manchester City ahead, right on half-time! Cometh the hour! Cometh the captain!
The winning goal, plus a clean sheet in one of the most important Manchester derbies ever. City went on to win their next 2 games and clinched the title on goal difference, and Kompany lifted City's first ever Premier League title. He was once again included in the PFA Team of the Year, and even more impressively, he was voted Premier League Player of the Season. An important factor during those 2 successful years was the ability to stay fit. Between the start of the 2010 season and the end of the 11-12 season, he didn't miss a single game through injury. The only games he wasn't available for were the ones he was suspended or rested. As you'll find out soon, this wasn't the case in the upcoming years. United regained the title in 2013, and Mancini cited Kompany's injury as a major reason for the failure to retain the title. The 2013-2014 season was far more like the City you had come to know, a League Cup trophy and their second Premier League title. Kompany scored 5 goals that season, including 1 on the final day against West Ham to secure the title. Unfortunately for him and for City, he struggled a lot with injuries for the next 5 seasons. In total, he missed 143 games, most due to recurring hamstring and muscle injuries. He was obviously still an important figure, especially in the dressing room. He was the longest serving player, and you could say he had seen it all. But he wasn't done on the pitch neither. He still had more to contribute. Liverpool and Man City had been through an epic title race. The Reds had already won their Game Week 37 fixture and sat 2 points ahead of the Citizens. City had thrown everything at Leicester, and it was quickly looking like it would end in a 0-0 draw and pretty much hand the title to Liverpool. With 20 minutes to go, Kompany picked up the ball, strode forward, probably had a vision, and let fly from 25 yards. Everyone was expecting a pass. Everyone was screaming, "Don't shoot, Vinny!" But just like 7 years before, he had other ideas. His first goal from outside the box. What a time to do it. City clinched the 2018-2019 title just 6 days later. He returned to his first club Anderlecht as player manager before retiring a year later. Internationally, he played 89 matches for Belgium, featuring at the 2014 and 2018 World Cups, the Red Devils finishing 3rd in the latter. Kompany has recently begun his managerial career, and safe to say he's doing a great job at Burnley. Who knows, maybe one day we'll do a video honoring his managerial skills. One thing's for sure though, as a player, he was one of a kind, one of the best defenders to ever play in the Premier League. 4 Premier League titles, 4 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, 2 Community Shields. Goal of the season in the 2019 campaign, and a statue to honor his services for Manchester City. Stats-wise, he made 550 tackles with a 75% success rate, 41 blocked shots, 521 interceptions, 1,540 clearances, 1,236 duels won, 94 clean sheets in 265 appearances, leading his team from the back and taking responsibility upon himself, not only to put his body on the line in his box, but to also score crucial goals in 3 different title races. Where does he rank for you in terms of best Premier League defenders and in terms of the best captains? What we can definitely agree on is that he goes down as a Premier League great.
I was thinking about inside myself, you know, just don't do this, Vinny, please don't do it, just pass the ball.
I was like, yeah, he has to shoot now. And then he shot, and what a goal.
Captain Marvel! Manchester City with a massive goal! The breakthrough!
Warrior, captain, leader, legend.